Hey guys, I am going to show you how to replace the batteries in a uninterruptible power supply, commonly called UPSs or just backup power supplies. A lot of us use these on our computers, so the computer won't shut off in case the power goes out. They're also sometimes used on things like CPAPs and other appliances and equipment that you don't want to shut down if the power goes out. I don't know how many of you remember last month's roundtable meeting, but right as the meeting was starting to begin, the power flashed here and I got booted out. So I frantically texted Cricket because I was supposed to present, and I told her, I said, I may be in trouble, if the power don't come back on, but thankfully it came back on and stayed on, and I was able to present in the meeting. But in any case, I do have a backup power supply on it. It was this one here, but I found out that it was not working. And after doing a little bit of research, I found out that these have lead acid batteries in them, which is more or less the same kind of chemistry as the older style car batteries were, and they do go bad after a few years. I brought some of these home when I sold my business, and they're getting a little age on them. These are CyberPower brand. This is the 1500 VA. VA stands for volt amp. So it's one of the larger ones, and it has two batteries in it. These are 12 volt 9 amp hour batteries. I've got a smaller one upstairs that runs another computer I've got that's just a 1000 VA, and it only has one battery in it. But anyway, these are super easy to do, and I want to show you how. You just turn the thing over to the side, make sure it's unplugged, and there's two screws right here in the bottom. And I'll find it there in a minute. There we go. And this front cover here just slides down and swings out of the way. Super easy. Here's one battery, and here's one battery. This one's real easy to get to. Now these terminals are just the push-on type. They're pretty tight, so probably going to need a pair of needle nose pliers or something like that to be able to get it off of there without damaging the terminal. Now that's the negative. The positive here is, hope you can see that, designated with a red dot. And I'm going to wiggle it off, and it's got a little gizmo here that goes over it to keep that from shorting out against anything. So I'm going to set that out of the way, and I've got some new batteries here ready to go in. So here's the positive cable. I'm going to put it right back on, and you have to kind of slide it in there a little bit. And here's the negative cable. I'm going to put it back on. Okay, and then we're going to slide these cables. They kind of go up in the slot there to where they'll slide up out of the way. Now you notice that the positive cable here comes over and attaches to the negative cable on this other battery. That means the two batteries are in series, and what that does, it lets the two batteries work together to produce 24 volts, not 12 volts. Now this one here, we have to take this little bracket out to get it out. So two more little screws. These are a little bit longer than the other ones, so keep them separate. And they're also chrome, and the other ones are black. And this little battery comes out, and then we can start to slide it out. I'm going to disconnect the cables here just like I did on the other one, remembering where they go, in this case red to red, so that's easy. Okay, and again we got this little insulator doodad that don't want to come off, and I'll probably take it off when I get this battery out of here. So I'll take that battery out and take that off, set this battery aside, grab my other new battery, put the little insulator doohickey on, and then I'm going to start this battery back up in the hole. Little tight, little tight. Okay, and then remember, red goes to red in this case. And then the yellow from the positive on the other battery goes to the negative battery here. Okay, we got that in. And now we've got to put our little keeper back in place. So I'm going to start a screw there. Okay. Get my wires out. Uh-oh. I got it backwards. Shame on you, Ken. There it is. Okay, it goes this way, not the other way. The cover will not go on if you do it the other way. I should have known better. Okay, we get that started. And get in here where I can get a better access to it. And there we go. Just had to get the screw started. Don't tighten these too tight, just snug them. That's all they need. They go into plastic, so if you get them too tight, they're going to strip out. And then cover goes back on, slides up, and put the two black screws back in the bottom. And now we're ready to plug it in. Now these batteries typically come with some charge but not a full charge. So you'll need to plug this in and let it charge a little while to get to, well, actually it's reading max capacity, so these batteries must have come with a pretty good charge in them. 114 volts, 60 hertz, which is right in the range where it needs to be. And we're ready to go. So that's how you rejuvenate a backup power supply. These things new, depending on which model you get, is over $200. 2 batteries are $55. So roughly a quarter of the price, and I've got a same as brand new power supply. Hope that helped. Special K signing off.